for Life Skateboards. If you want one of your own, you can go to lifeskateboard.com and get one. Today we're going to be loading up the presses and shaping some boards and then doing my graphic and maybe another graphic for a customer on my signature shape. Don't forget, you can buy supers to support. Give me a moment here. I'm going to share this on a couple platforms so people know I'm live right now. Just got back from traveling last night, so forgive how tired I am. Let me share this through text a couple times here. And we're here. Just took a trip out to Columbia Station, Ohio for the Welfare Line Bash. It's the 10th annual get-together of a big group of board collectors over at the Lagoon Bowl at Shady Acres Farm. Had a great time over there. And now we're back here, shaping some boards. We skated the Lagoon, Lakewood Park, Alex's mini ramp, and Gabby's giant green monster, a vert bowl out near Akron, Ohio. I got that city wrong, but all right. So we're gonna get to pressing here. Here at Life Skateboards, we glue all the boards by hand. A glue machine misses your faces, and it misses the crossbands. Hi there, Dora. Thanks for tuning in. All right. I've already set the layups up for these 7-ply boards. We're going to be loading the long press, the wide press, and the standard press today. The long press is also going to get 2 mellows on top of there. I'm doing all right, Dora. How are you doing? Hope you're doing okay. We're going to go ahead and start with the wide press here today, and we're going to do all naturals. There's that. We get this cord out of the way. Make sure I got enough room here with the tripod there, and we're good. Give me a moment here. I'm going to go ahead and put the sign up with the website so you can know where to get one of these boards. Look at that. Look how professional that is, guys. You can't even see the whole thing. There you go. All right. If you guys have any questions about board making, the process here, or what we're doing, feel free to ask. Ooh. And here at Life Skateboards, we do absolutely everything in-house. And you can get one of those boards at lifeskateboard.com. We make boards for you. We got over 77 shapes on the website, and several more that aren't listed on the website yet. Those have instructions on them on the Life Skateboards Instagram. That's Life Skateboards 1010. The hardest part of board making is probably setup, the thing that I wasn't here for. I've been working here for about maybe 3 or 4 years now, but it's my boss Sam. Got all these molds made, all the presses, and made all the templates himself. Nothing about this is too hard. It's probably the weighting, I'd say. So our graphics are hand-carved Linoblock, so the graphics we have are what we have. What you're probably asking for is a photorealistic image. We're pretty against the way that the majority of the industry does photorealistic images on graphics. They use a heat transfer. Rolling a board through a hot roll. Sorry guys. Roll. I got the hiccups. Can't even say what I'm trying to say. Rolling a board through a hot roller weakens the bond between the wood and the glue. So we stick with our Linoblocks. Those are hand carved relief images. We've been making boards since 2012. I'm so sorry, guys. I've got hiccups really bad. But these boards are 7 plies, so you're going to be watching me put 7 pieces of veneer up here. This has never happened on the live. I'm unable to talk right now. How bad these hiccups are. Alright, now I'll turn you around here. Next step is taping up the ends here so they don't oops. So they don't separate in the press. One moment here, guys. Like I said, I just got back from traveling, so I'm a bit unorganized. I've got to find myself the tape. I'll be right there. All right. So we tape these ends up so that while they're in the press, they don't slide around on us. Now I'm going to glue 3 more of these boards up, and then we'll load up the press. There we go. Yeah, somebody said drink water. Look at that. I'll listen to the chat. You guys are helping me. That sucked. I don't get the hiccups a lot. Yeah, Reed was awesome. Love running into him. He used to ride for us. He's moved to some other things that were possibly just a better personal fit. But always love seeing him. He's got a very supportive dad. If you guys don't know, go on Instagram, look up Rip and Reed Anderson. That kid is going places. He's from Evansville, Indiana, near Sprack. Skates Sunset and Sprack quite a bit. Thanks, Dora. Drinking some water fixed that. So this first step is going to be a bit repetitive if you're new to this. And don't forget, if you enjoy watching this sort of thing, make sure you subscribe, share it with your friends. You can always buy supers to support, or you can go to lifeskateboard.com and get yourself a life. So if you get a life, I have more work. I'm the only hourly employee here. Sam cuts out the shape. He'll probably be in here in a little bit. Today I'm going to be loading up, let's see, 12 into the press, and then I've got a stack in the other room to shape. What we do here is we put them in the press, they sit for 24 hours, and then they cure for a week before we cut out the shapes. So it's not like press and then cut, it's press, wait, cut. But I've got some that are already cut, that are already cured, ready to go in the other room. Don't forget, guys, double tap that screen for me so YouTube knows that you like what you're watching. It's going all right, mainly off grid. You would have loved where I was at this weekend. We're making some skateboards. I'm loading up our wide press right now, and then we will load up the long, mellow, and standard press. 4 are going in each one. That's 2 per mold to make sure the concave stays the same. All right, I'm just over here taping up the ends on what I just glued up. to make sure when they're in the press they don't slide around. Alrighty, grab 7 more pieces of maple here. And I'll go ahead and explain what's inside of your skateboard on me. So you've got 7 plies of maple inside of your skateboard. We've got, how many presses do we have? We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And I'm only loading up 3 of them today though. This is Life Skateboards. LifeSkateboard.com. We make our own boards here at Life. A little different than most wood shops. Thank you, Sam. Sam is the owner of the company there. Don't forget, guys, you can buy super chats to support what I'm doing here with these lives. I really enjoy going live while we're working. But off-grid, here, wait a minute. I'm going to explain what's inside your skateboard. I forgot what I was doing. So you got 7 plies of maple. You got a face, which is a pretty vertical grain with no blemishes on it. You've got a core, another vertical grain. It can have some blemishes, not be too pretty. And then a crossband is a horizontal grain. So inside your skateboard, you've got face, core, crossband, core, and face. 7 plies of maple, if that's what you want. We can do 6 or 8 if you'd like that too. But all right, off grid. So this weekend we went out to the Welfare Line Bash near Cleveland area, Columbia Station, went to the Lagoon and Shady Acres Farm, which is a beautiful flower farm that Jim does way more than flower farms on. There's mudding trails, huge fireworks show. The Lagoon is an amazing CNC cut perfect bowl designed by Donnie Billington. I did do a live on Saturday night during the party out there. It was really fun. So if you want to catch that. And I think what I'm going to be doing is taking trips out to the Lagoon to see Jim with a crew and kind of regularly making long form videos of those trips. It's in northern Ohio. It's a private bowl in northern Ohio. But I'm actually going to have a PC for editing very soon, some cameras, and after this trip with Luke and Chuck, I'd like to take more trips with those guys. Maybe bring along Johnny behind the camera. Our wood comes from Marwood. You guys are asking good questions today. Oh, and about that trip, that video of the trip to Bam's house. The interview just got sent over by his publicist to Bam, hoping Alright guys, let me put my phone on Do Not Disturb. There, we're good. Oopsies. Thank you, Off Grid. Yeah, I'm hoping to go out there to Columbia Station more often, film some videos with those guys, and have a good time. Chuck's a street skater. Luke is an amazing transition and vert skater. So it's fun to kind of have the variety of everybody while we're out there. All right, that's going to be 3 glued up there. 1 more before we load it into the presses. We don't really, I mean, we do blanks, but they're going to be full price. We make our own boards here because we are very against the methods of factory production. We don't like heat transfers. I've got some things to say about Clutch personally, but like when they screwed everybody over to get their orders on time during COVID, that sucked. But we pretty much do our own boards here at Light. Yep, Clutch does suck. Agreed. Hey, thanks, Off Grid. That's the boss man right there, reminding people that Clutch sucks. Let's go through reasons on that one. You guys are watching me glue by hand. That's to make sure that there's full glue coverage on every side of every ply inside of your skateboard. Glue machine is going to miss the faces and the crossbands. Crossbands get tied up, faces get both sides. Long press and cure times, no heat transfer, deep concave. And the guy making your skateboard cares about your product lasting. Yep, so the boards are in the press for 24 hours. That's a great question, bud. So 24 hours in the press and then 7 days before they get cut so they can cure. That's the boss man there in the chat. I don't mind the double answering because the interactions help. And don't forget, guys, double tap that screen for me so YouTube knows you like it and it gets it out to more people that enjoy my stuff. You can always support these videos by buying supers like Sam did. But the more support I get on these videos, the more I'll be able to make those long form videos and things like that. I'm so sorry, what does a transfer vinyl slot the board? I'm a little confused by that question. I think there might be a typo in your question there, bud. Oh no, we do not use a heat transfer, we do not use vinyl transfer. Heat transfers damage the board, very against that. We use hand carved Linoblocks at Life Skateboards. A little confused by that. Hey, have a good day, mainly off grid. Thanks for popping in and always supporting. You guys are rad. Yeah, that's correct. The whole industry does use it. You're talking about an industry that has been passing on problems to the customer for a very, very long time. Heat transfers are the easiest way to mass produce photorealistic boards, but the easiest isn't always the best. Heat damages the bond between the glue and the wood. That's just common sense right there. Ooh. So of course it's going to lessen the life of the board, but the majority of the industry doesn't really care about that because they know you're going to come back and buy another board. Here at Life Skateboards, we want to make sure you got a board that's going to last, not just pretty trash. They could have automated screen printing. They could have done a lot of other things, but they chose to cut corners because they know their customer base is going to come back and buy more. Heck, seen one of the owners of one of the biggest wood shops in the industry tell his customers to land bolts when they break boards. It's pretty shitty. Yep, Canadian maple. Thank you, Dustin. We definitely need to bring that back to the standard. But I am definitely seeing a shift towards this style of, appreciating at least this style of boards. What you're watching me do right now is make sure that the boards are centered and aligned in the press. If they're not aligned in the press correctly, they are not going to be pressed correctly, and that's no good. We only make good boards here at Life Skateboards. So we're putting 2 in each mold with a plastic separator between the 2 so they'll come apart easier. We've got the separator on the center mold here. Gonna line that up really well. Separator. Straighten those out in a second here. I'll drag you guys over here so you can watch the boards in the press. Alright, let me unplug you guys and drag you over here. We have a lot of presses. You got wide, long, wide. Okay, that was weird. Yes, we're making skateboards. Sorry about that. That was weird. Everything froze on my end. So we've had these hooked up to pneumatic jacks in the past, but we are going to be raising these by hand. Haven't hooked that up in the new shop yet. These boards are Life Skateboards. If you're unfamiliar with us, you can go to lifeskateboard.com and get one of your own. We've got popsicles, shapes, everything you need. We got it, including longboards. All wood construction, long press and cure times, no stress graphic application. Hard to find anything better. Sorry I didn't answer that question about presses. We're going to be loading up 3 of them today. There's another one behind me, longboard press, and 2 fickle presses. Slide this center mold a little bit. Good to go. Nope, not at all. Most companies have things hooked up to a pneumatic press, and a lot of factories have a ton of boards inside of each mold. Unfortunately, what happens when you get a bunch of boards stacked on top of each other in each mold, the concave in the middle becomes different. That's why you've seen interviews with P-Rod about primitive. He says he grabs a certain number board out of the press because the concaves are different. That's not something that I really like for our customers to have. We should have consistent concave across our boards. One second here, guys. A little bit of an alignment issue. But here at Life Skateboards, we don't let that happen. This is what you call a craft board, if you were curious. Lower that just a little bit more. Like I say, I'm just fixing an alignment issue right now. All right, there we go, and good to go. Hi there, water bearer. Anytime, Sean. Ooh, so what you guys are gonna watch out for here is called squeeze out. The glue is gonna start squeezing out between the plies here. That's awesome, Jean. Jean. So with pneumatic presses, you can kind of time the pops. But since I'm doing this by hand, I just go until the jacks support my body weight. So, all right, so you're seeing the glue squeeze out right there. It's called squeeze out. We're good to go to the next one. 44 years of skateboarding, that's awesome. Whew. We are located in New Palestine, Indiana, just 20 minutes east of Indianapolis. But you can get our boards at lifeskateboard.com. Get another pair of gloves here, and we will move on to the long and mellow press. Let me get you guys plugged in here. I got a new magnetic charger, and it's really helpful. I've been trying to switch to these Celsius energy drinks because they're like sugar-free and helpful. What's up, J-Con? I didn't know Nickelback made high-quality skateboards, but if you want to buy one, you can. Right here, bud. All right, so we're going to be doing 2 more longs, and then the mellows are a standard size. Much better than zero boards. So what you're gonna find watching me on this channel is you probably shouldn't ask me about brands. You should ask me about wood shops. We're gonna be way better than a factory board. We have extremely deep concave. If you want to not take my word for it, you can go check our reviews. The only negative one is saying we got way too much concave. I wouldn't compare these boards to anything factory because they're really good all wood construction decks. We do long press and cure times, no stress graphic application. We have a deep concave, and we have options for you. When you get a board from us, it's made for you. It's not you just picking something out that's been sitting there on a warehouse shelf for God knows how long, and then the skate shop sell a shelf for God knows how long, and then maybe under your feet for a short period of time. You're gonna get a high quality board that lasts. Just wait a minute, Tiffany. When we get in the other room, you'll actually see the shaping process of it. Once again, water bearer, if you're gonna ask me about boards, you should ask me about their wood shop, not their brand. Pizza does not make skateboards. They have skateboards made for them. If your board has a heat transfer on it, in my opinion, it sucks. Thanks, dude. I'm fine with it. No worries. It's not something that most skateboarders really know. far as where their boards come from, who makes them, how they're made, and the corner cutting that the industry has been doing for a very long time. So these boards, a popsicle is going to be $70, and shapes go up from there. We got like twins and footballs for $79. And I'm back. You can go to lifeskateboard.com and get one. Well, thanks, Tiffany. Today I'm going to be loading up 2 of these presses, and then we're going to jump over there. And I'm sorry, it seems that my phone is acting up on me. It's been freezing on me lately, so we'll see what happens there. Yeah, recycling skateboards is awesome. We have the opportunity to recycle our scrap here at Life. Anytime, Shane. Alright, I'm taping up the ends on these again so they don't slide around. Yeah, we've got plenty of stuff. Like this is from Skate and Create, out of some scrap from us. You can make all kinds of stuff. I'm in the middle of a project myself. I'm going to be making some pendants out of old boards, like that. But pretty much, there's lots of methods you can use to make stuff out of old boards and recycle them. Yeah, the color veneer is really nice to use. Lately we've been doing a lot of natural veneer, but if you guys do enjoy what you're watching, don't forget to double tap that screen, hit subscribe, and turn on notifications so you know when I go live if you like this. I don't tend to have a live schedule yet, so we'll just figure it out. What's wrong with heat transfers? The heat. I mean, that's just common sense. You don't leave your board in your car on a hot day because what's going to happen to it is going to warp. So weakening the bond between the glue and the wood, no matter how easy it is to mass produce that graphic, isn't good. That's why heat transfers suck. See you, John. Go skate with your kid for me. Thank you, Tiffany. Now my boss, Sam, is the master woodworker here. Yeah, skateboarding is, I mean, so the industry's kind of been cutting corners for a long time as far as quality goes, but when it comes down to it, it's just working in a wood shop. Ooh. Alright, getting towards the end of these wider boards here. And then we'll be going down to the standard boards. Yes, if these look like giant pieces of veneer, they are. These presses will go up to 11.75. We did just make a press that's 15 inches. Yeah, I know, that's big. But then we have another press that's 9.5 and below. They're all the same concave, just a little bit stretched out on those wider boards. And then we offer a mellow concave for our 9.5 and under boards as well. So at the moment, I'm just going to be doing natural today. If you go back on my other lives, you can see me using stained veneer, but I'm going to be loading these up with natural because we need to catch up on that, and that's what we got on hand. Ooh. And I hope things are fixed for you, man. Soon. I know injuries like that are scary and sometimes hard to come back from, but look at people like Felipe Nunez with no legs that are skateboarding. Ooh, lefty. People like that. I snapped this leg only in one place, thankfully. I'm sure it's not as bad as yours. But there's always a way to enjoy skateboarding, so I hope you find a way to as well. Whether that's watching me make boards, watching other people skate, or even getting back on a board yourself in a way that you can. Skateboarding is one of the most healing activities that I've found in my life. Alright, so now we're going to be moving on to 7 plies for mellow. See ya, water bearer. Sean, we're located in New Palestine, Indiana. That's 20 minutes east of Indianapolis. We used to be in Muncie, but we moved. And if you want to go to lifeskateboard.com, you can get one of these decks of your own. We do ship everywhere. All right, so we're going to glue up 2 of these guys, load them up in the press, then 4 of these, load up the standard press, and then we're on to shaping again. Yeah, we've got tons of old school shapes on our website. If you go to lifeskateboard.com, we also do have popsicles for those that like popsicles, but I love old school shapes as well. We're about to come out with the 3rd version of my shape. They're pretty wild. Oh, gonna kind of mellow them out for mine, but. Yeah, Psycho Stick was a cool shape. I intended to make as weird of a shape as possible while still making it functional. And sorry again, guys, for the jumps on the live. I have no clue what's going on with my phone lately. Not very happy about it. And don't forget, if you're enjoying this, double tap the screen for me so YouTube knows you like it. I have no clue what's going on with YouTube or why it's cutting out. I'm really sorry about that, guys. Yeah, you should check out our shapes then, Bram. We've got extremely deep concave. Lots of different shapes. Some out of our head, some others inspired by their stuff. Some customs from customers that we ended up making templates for. Thank you, man. You know it. Boom. Alrighty. What the heck did I just do? There we go. Sitting here thinking maybe I just set up a 14 ply board by accident. Did not do that though. Don't worry, guys. Alright, one more to glue up, and then we're going to load up the mellow and the long press, and then the standard press. Yes, Bram, we do ship all over the world. International shipping sucks right now, but we have it set to a flat rate. So if you order with some friends, We're gonna sell multiple boards. Might lose something on shipping, but it's a win-win for us. You get a cheaper rate on shipping. How did we get started? I was not here for the start of Life Skateboards. My boss had a skate shop in the early 2000s named Life. And then in 2012, he pressed his first board. He's a woodworker by trade. And it's just kind of gone from there. I've been here for 3 or 4 years. I don't know how to keep track of time anymore. And I love it. You guys can make me more busy by ordering skateboards if you'd like. And don't forget to subscribe if you want to see more of these. Turn on notifications. I don't really have a schedule for my lives at all. Thank you, Bram. Yeah, you're definitely going to feel the quality difference. If you're curious too and don't want to take my word for it, you can go to lifeskateboard.com. I'm sorry, you can Google Life Skateboards and check our reviews. I love what our customers have to say about us. Even the negative review. There is one negative review on there where the person says that our boards have too much concave, and they measured our concave. So I took that review and I quoted it, and we used it for an ad because we're real proud of our deep concave. Alrighty guys, so looking like I'm probably just going to be loading up this mellow press, and then we're going to jump over to shaping. Hope you guys are cool with that. I know a lot of you like to see the shaping. It's actually an interesting comment, Luis. So these tattoos on my face came from skateboarding, and they were, I used them as my little reminder that I'm going to make sure I work in the skateboarding industry and stay here. The spider web, I was at a contest in Columbus, Indiana. I tied for best trick with Sam Crawford. On the tiebreaker, he did a nose blow on the column wall. I tried to backside shove tail grab over a tabletop, landed flat, spun full 360 around my right arm, and Sam obviously won. He came up to me and said, "Your mom would be prouder than my mom," and gave me a gift card for a tattoo. Went and got that put on. The other one was traded for tattoos. And yeah, that's where they came from. This is Tight Bond 2, the stuff that holds yachts together. Yeah, we'll be getting to the shaping in just a moment here. I'm going to load this press up here, and we'll get going. Thank you, Louise. I appreciate you. Tight Bond 2. We've tried everything. Tight Bond 2 seems to work the best for us. Have the best amount of play time with it and everything. Ooh, alrighty. Throw these in here. One. Throw a separator on that. 2. And the majority of the time we can fit 4 longs in this press, but today we're going to fit 2 so I can slide the mellow mold on top of it and press them both at the same time. There's the top of the long mold, And we're leaving the center insert out. So that we can put this guy in there. I've got this outlined on top of the long mold there so that I can set it up center easily. And we're good to go. Alright, slide these in there. Make sure they're centered. Like I said, alignment is the most important part of this. I'm double checking it every time I set something in there and possibly move it around. So now we're going to slide the mellow back in there, and then we're going to fit that youth mold back in there. This one might be a little bit of a struggle. It's pretty tight with all that in there. There we go. And since that knocked everything out of alignment, we're aligning it back up. Alright, now we're just going to get these locked in and raise them up by hand. Majority of the time, in the past we've had these hooked up to pneumatic jacks. Going to be raising these by hand though. We just haven't hooked the compressor up through this room since we moved shops. A little bit of extra work never hurt anybody. The molds were made by pressing together chunks of maple. My boss gets the CNC program wrote, and we move from there. He's carved them by hand, but we want to make sure we get a consistent concave across our board, so CNC is the way to go with that one. Oh, it's okay, Louise, don't worry about it. The presses are not hand carved. I missed that one. I'm sorry, Tiffany. If you don't have a press and you want to make your own boards, you can also use the vacuum seal method if you'd like. Whatever you do, just make sure you're doing better than the industry, which really isn't that hard. Right, just on the molds themselves. Exactly, less room for error, because there is a lot of issues when you're making these presses. For example, we just made a 15-inch press, one with a short wheelbase and one with a long wheelbase. And even with it being CNC cut, we got to tweak that long wheelbase one. The first pressing came out with a little bit of a bubble in the center. So, errors on the presses are pretty serious. But we did release the short wheelbase 15-inch press boards. We've got some that are up to 14.6 right now, which are awesome. I'm very sorry, Bram. I've been missing messages. Great Lakes maple. Why Great Lakes maple? Because you need something with long winters and slow growth, so that the grains are tighter and the wood is stronger. Maple's a very strong yet malleable wood. Sean, I will show you that part in just a second here. I gotta just cover up this glue That way I'm good to go for tomorrow. Give me 1 second here, guys. I will be right back. Yeah, so no, we can't make a longboard with that press over there. We make it with this mold right here. This is our drop-down longboard press, and that's our surfer longboard press. Thank you, Efron. Give me 1 moment here. I'll be right back. I gotta grab a bag for the roller. 1 second. Woo. Alrighty. Sorry about that. See ya, Efron, I appreciate you. Don't forget to hit that subscribe and notification button so you know when I go live. I know I have another bag in here. I do. Sweet. So we pretty much just cover up the glue with something that's going to seal it so we don't waste anything. Take this glue off my hands. Where did the cover go? There it is. All right, now we're going to move on to shaping, guys. It definitely affects the quality of the board when you're doing it like this. That's for sure. How long do you have them in the press? Yep, so these are in the press, Tiffany, for 24 hours. And then once we pull them out, they cure for a week in a stack of their own concave. So these are all going to have slightly different concave. These are all rows of boards that are curing or cured, getting ready to be cut. And then this is what happens afterwards. Here's our shaping room with all the templates. So once those boards are good and cured after the 24 hours in the press and 7 days curing, Sam's going to take this uncut right here and he's going to drill the truck holes in there. And then he takes that uncut and attaches it to the template by the truck holes. He runs that template right along this bearing, and this router bit cuts out the shape. And then I bring the edge to a 90 right here, round it off here, clean it up some more here, clean it up even more, and then do a final sanding on the orbital before graphics are applied. So that's what we're going to be watching today. Sam's already cut out these shapes for me. When he cuts them out, this is what the edge looks like on them. So I need to start by bringing that to a 90 with the concave. I'm going to throw my respirator on and get going here. Sam might be popping in to cut some more boards. I'm not sure. He's up there. But I do know today that this is my board. So once we finish this stack of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, I'm going to clock out and get to shaping my board, and we'll throw a graphic on it. Sound good? Oh, the sawdust you get used to, your eyes dry out, you cough up a skateboard every once in a while. Just kidding. Wear your PPE, guys. Make sure you wear your PPE. Put your hair up inside of a hat. I am a bad example of someone who did not wear their PPE and did not put their hair up. And this machine right here tried to kill me. We've got the shaper and the edge router. Oh, cool, from London. That's awesome. Good to know there's people watching from all over the world. You can go to lifeskateboard.com and get one of these. Remember, we ship everywhere. Let me go grab my charger, grab the sign to put up there, and we'll get going here. I got this awesome new magnetic charger because I forgot to get chargers. Oh yeah, so somebody noticed the Festool vacuum over there. That's why when you see me on the orbital, I won't be wearing a respirator because we have one of the best things out there. Of course, Tiffany. Festool is awesome, by the way. The dust collection on that is insane. We hook up a DeWalt orbital to it because we put a lot of strain on the orbital. It would suck to ruin a Festool orbital, so we'll ruin the DeWalt. Sorry, DeWalt. Get you plugged in here. Hopefully it doesn't jump around on me. And we'll get going. This is a twin, remember? That's how that edge looks right now. I gotta bring it to a 90 with the concave in order to round off that edge with the next bit. Alright, so that's what that looks like there now. Now I'm going to take the rest of the stack to there. It definitely does. This is a twin knuckle. You'll notice how that nose and tail has a knuckle on it there. Really fun shape. Twin football. I'm sorry. Twin popsicle, my bad. It is very fun and creative. Now that is what my boss did as well. Hey Sam, if you're watching, get over here for me. One of these veneer faces came out short, so I just snubbed the tail on that a little bit. And I'm going to mark it so that we know. I just need to know if that was already remade or if we need to remake another one. Alright, now we're going to move on to the last board on this belt here. Yeah, it's a fun process for sure. This will be a fun shape. Got little nubs on it. That's going to be cool. We're done with the belt until it gets to mine. Now you guys are going to watch the edge become round. I gotta snub this nose just a little bit more. Just a tiny bit. All right. Round, but it's not clean yet. So we're going to do the same thing to the other ones, and then we'll take it to the dry. go grab the compressor hose for the next step. This has an air bladder in it. I'm going to air that up real quick. There. And this thing does not want to stay there. It just wants to retract on me. Sorry. That's silly. Stay. Moving on. I should weld the wood. Should weld the wood. Well, have fun. Have a good day, Tiffany. I'm not going to be welding wood. I don't know what you want me to do with that. I'm going to make skateboards, and you can get one of your own if you like. Yeah, thanks for tuning in, Tiffany. I'm sure I'll see you back here. Hopefully you're doing woodworking for work. That would be rad. All right. So now I'm going to be using this here, clean up the edges, clean up the top and bottom. You're going to see some of these boards get a little bit more work here than other ones. Making sure that all the accessible glue is off. It makes the last step a little bit quicker. Clean this off. Luke is here. Luke Nation. That's Luke that I just brought on those trips, guys. Say hi to Luke. There's the difference in our concave. It's extremely good. Yeah. Look how good that is. Glad I caught that. I don't think that I have any of those actually finished out for you, but one second. Here's a layup for the drop down. Right there, this is for a longboard. You can see the concave there. And this is the layup for the longboard surfer. Not a lot of concave on that for that longboard. Remember, that's a longboard. Of course, Kuba, how much weight can it bear? Oh, man. That's kind of... You can get a lifeboard and check how strong they are. Our customers say they can take a lot. I've got stories about boards getting ran over and people coming in for new trucks. Our 8-plies you can park a car on them. Our 7-plies, don't try to break them, but they're going to be a lot stronger than your factory boards. It's going all right, guys. I am going to get back to shaping these so that I can get to doing graphics with you today. Get you unplugged. Hope the screen stays good. I don't. Yeah, I think you should just try our boards before you're suggesting that we do things that are different than what we're already doing. I just saw that. Xandrick, thank you for hopping on here, bud. Xandrick ordered a board from us and finished it and the shirt. Just a good example of ways to order things from us. There's a discount on apparel when you get a board. But Xandrick, if you can, contact my boss. Sam is going to be here tomorrow. I am not going to be here tomorrow. So let's try to work that out after I'm done here. I'll message you through Instagram. We'll get it figured out. All right. Cool, Juggalo. I know a guy that makes skateboards at a fake skateboard manufacturer. Right here. We also do. My boss does a lot of other things. This is general wood shop. But you can get these boards at lifeskateboard.com. Don't forget, support guys that are making the boards the way that making boards to last, not pretty trash. There you go. Sorry, I didn't talk for a little bit there. Alrighty. Now I can get to talking to you guys again. Oh, so this orbital's hooked up to a vacuum, so I'm able to respond to you guys and see what you're saying, keep up with the chat, all that fun crap. Get my charger here. Nice. Gretchen, I'm going to tell you over and over again, buddy. You keep copping in here, posting random brand names, and I'm going to keep telling you that they suck. They all do. Stop it. Stop it. These are craft boards, and as I've said, depends on what wood shop you're talking about. But you're asking about a company that, now you're asking about a brand that went out of business. One second here, guys. I'll be right back. I'm hungry, but instead of taking a lunch break, I'm just gonna eat a granola bar. Right. We sell to absolutely everyone. Doesn't matter who you are. You can enjoy a skateboard and you can enjoy a high quality skateboard. A lot. A lot. I don't skate with them in my pocket at all. You can get what anyone can get a skateboard from us. Doesn't matter who you are. Also doesn't matter who you are, I'm gonna love you for skateboarding, so. Some people have silly questions. Some people try to start things with questions and I'm not really sure. But yeah, everybody can have a skateboard. Thanks, Twigs. All right, so this is the final step before graphic application. This is the orbital sanding. This shop is in New Palestine, Indiana. Just 20 minutes east of Indianapolis. The shop was originally located in Muncie, Indiana. Oh, this chair lifted up real high, real quick. That was a surprise. All right, so that's how you get kicked from my channel real quick. All right. Bigotry is not allowed on this channel. Love everybody for who they are. I don't appreciate that. New Palestine, Indiana. It's 20 minutes east of Indianapolis. But if you're in New York, we ship all over the place. Thank you, Enoch. That's a cool name. Is that like a normal, is that your actual name? Hi there, Camden. Wow, congratulations, Camden. I'm in the US, I'm just here making skateboards. I don't want to have fights over who's better. I really like that name, that's really cool. Thanks for tuning back in, Camden. I appreciate you popping back here. Since you've watched, my page has reached, you got a unique enough name to do that. Is that what they call it over there? I don't know what to call what I'm living in. I just pay attention to skateboarding. Oh man, well here, I'm gonna help you out. I think it's up here. There's a subscribe button, and then I'll be in your subscriptions, and I'm right there. My lives get posted in full. I don't have a normal live schedule. For the rest of you watching, don't forget to double tap the screen to let YouTube know you like what you're watching. You can subscribe, turn on notifications so you know when I'm active. But yeah, it is pretty cool. I'm here. 1 second here. I heard a door. I'll be right back, guys. What you doing? What? shape out? 6-point for me?
Yeah.
Okay. So there's one more to the stack, guys. One more before I can eat. Sam's cutting out another shape for me. Of course, Juggalo, we're not going anywhere. That's a really cool graphic. That was Sam, the owner of the company. He's healing up. I'd say the other one, Autobot. He'd probably be Autobot. Alright, so it takes 24 hours in the press and then 7 days curing time. Juggalo, I'm going to go ahead and break some bad news to you. If the boards on the wall have a heat transfer on them, unfortunately the people that made them didn't give a shit about quality. These are called craft boards, way different than a factory board. High quality. High quality, right Sam?
Yeah!
That was the boss man. And good friend. See. Camden, good luck with your SATs. No, it is not a stable market. Is skateboarding a stable market?
No, but it seems more stable for us.
Not really.
Yeah, it is, but shareholders.
Yeah, it definitely seems more stable for us than the people with shareholders and everything. Small but stable.
Emphasis on small.
Emphasis on small, but you can change that. Just go to lifeskateboard.com. Oh shit, never mind. I wish I knew who you were talking about. Oh, why does he buy wood from overseas? That's weird. So, maple for skateboards should come from places with long winters and slow growth. Right, Sam? Yeah. What's up? You just want me to finish these? This is the one that.
This here to be awkward.
Huh?
This here to be awkward.
That's it. It helps.
I was looking at that. What modified model?
Yeah, no, I was pointing out those notches. This is gonna look really cool.
It's a longer tail too.
Longer tail. You found a reprint Roscop? So did I. They found another reprint Roscop. Alright, I'm gonna get to continuing doing what I'm doing. Life Skateboard, lifeskateboard.com.
Alright, I may or may not be back.
I see. You may or may not be back. Right on, Sam. Planning on. Can Xandrick come get the board from you tomorrow?
From you?
From you? I was planning on not being.
The monster?
Yes.
Yeah. You can arrange a time to send him my number.
Perfect.
Text me.
He's on here right now, so we'll figure it out. But sweet. There you go, Xandrick. Do I want $1,000? Yeah, you can just hit the little super thank you. I think you can only do 5 though. We do all kinds of everything, just not drop throughs. Unfortunately, we don't do drop throughs yet. That's a good question, John. We've been making boards since 2012. I joined a few years ago. We are located in New Palestine, Indiana, 20 minutes east of Indianapolis, and used to be located in Muncie, Indiana. All right, now the top and bottom. Thank you, I appreciate it. Now the top and bottom are clean. Then do the edges here. I want to see the donations too. That would be rad. Because I'm gonna be honest, you guys would be paying for my toll road fees from this last trip. Oh, we've talked about it. Our market is generally skateboarders, not downhill longboarding. Although I did used to do downhill longboarding myself. What's up, man? If you guys want to directly support the channel, you can always buy supers. I've been skating for 21 years. I mean, yeah, I guess I do the skateboarding more than I play video games. Although I did recently come across an Xbox One. Before that, my newest console was an N64. Do we sell boards? Yes, sir. Or ma'am. I apologize. Lifeskateboard.com. I'm not gonna sue me. Lifeskateboard.com. Get what you need. I haven't checked anything out about it. Why don't you guys talk about skateboard or whatever? For sure, yeah. So on the website, there's over 77 shapes. Please let Sam know that you found us through my YouTube if you do get one. But there's over 77 shapes on there, and then there's some unreleased shapes. The instructions for how to order those are at Life Skateboards 1010 on Instagram. Yeah. So John, we're not a brand, we're a company. See, here at Life Skateboards, we actually make our skateboards. Brands are people like, I don't know, like Anti-Hero. Anti-Hero doesn't make decks, they have decks made. That's a brand. But what was your question now? We're everything. We make everything for you. A skateboarding company. There you go, Sam. Good question though, John. I like that. We've got team riders that skate street. We've got team riders that skate vert. We got team riders that skate park. All around team riders. On the web, we don't make trucks. We do not make trucks, but we do have trucks available on the website. There's actually an option on the website that says "Make My Life Complete." $110 plus the price of a life deck, and you got yourself a good complete with quality parts. So that's $180 per popsicle. We do a $150 on the finish. Why is my charger not sticking to my phone? We've got a long, wide, standard, and mellow concave. And a monster concave. You know what? If you do Instagram, you can message me through Stranger Casper and let me know, because I'd like to know. I mean, maybe I would, maybe I don't want to know. You know what I mean? I don't want to learn something that I say negative about it and then it being directly insulting someone. You know what I mean? I hope they're just doing everything they can to make high quality boards. God, yeah, I have no trouble talking with that. Don't forget, guys, if you really want to support, I know that person is joking about a $1,000 donation, but you can buy supers. Those go to me. I know that there's ways for people to donate off stream for YouTube doesn't take a cut, but I don't want to do that to people. I know it's pretty scammy to try to drag you off stream to try to donate to me. But if you like, there is a playlist called Watch This For Me that boosts my watch hours, and then I'll have ads to be able to get paid from. I'm getting real close to that. I think I'm only 150 hours away. Doing a lot of work for this channel. Yep. So I ride for the company. I have a signature shape with the company, and yeah, that would be me. I don't know, Kuba, because people have decided to, help me out. I don't know. It's just a platform for me to talk to people, so if people want to support, they can. If not, it is what it is. You can just get a board from me if you'd like. I continue to make videos and do things for people for whatever comes in from it, but if people would like to support, I mean, we are on this platform together talking to each other, so I would assume that that would mean them taking a cut makes sense to me. But yeah, we had a great weekend. Went over to, I was out in Shady Acres over in Columbia Station, Ohio. Yeah, it's fun. We'll be going back soon and bringing a crew. 1 second, I'll be right back again. Thirsty. Nice. See you next stream, Juggalo. If you have any questions about anything, you can message me through Instagram. I got 3 more to shape on the orbital here, and then Sam went and cut a 6-ply. So we'll shape this, shape my board, and then I'm doing the graphic for this on my time. I like to hook people up when they order my signature shape. This is my signature shape. Version 2 is coming out soon. I'm sorry, version 3. Wow, I'm the one that made all 3 of them. And I forgot. Sorry. Oops. New disc. Yeah, I'm moving on. Yeah, going out to Columbia Station was really fun. Lots of skateboarding. Lots of good times with good people. Got to camp out on a flower farm. And I think I'll be helping Jim with his YouTube channel. Taking lots of trips out there. great question. So, of Indiana. A fade. Let me go grab one so that you understand. Well, here's one example of just a single color print. So, one color, this is your black ink color. Let me go grab one. It has a fade on it. So here's a board with a graphic that has a fade on it. So a fade just means two different colors fading into each other. So that's two of the Brayer rollers. And I'm going to end up rolling some graphics when I'm done with this stack here. So you'll get to see how this is done, but this is what a fade is. So when you pick those two colors, it's going to fade from one color into the other color. If you're in Indiana, remember there is a way to pick up a board here at Life Skateboards. We're in New Palestine. If you select a local pickup, you can come check out the shop when you pick up your board. Oh yeah, there's some really cool. We've got like this really bright blue and a dark blue that would look really nice, and it would probably you could probably do a 3-color fade with dark light and then white. That would look really cool. Day's been great, Drew. How's yours been? Happy to be back. Making skateboards. Awesome. And if you guys want to see what went on while I was out at Columbia Station, I did a live while I was at the lagoon, and there was a party. There was a big skate session in the lagoon, and then we got to see an amazing fireworks show from Jim Sakali. Jim is going to have a YouTube channel up with everything that happens out at the farm out there. He runs Phoenix Pyrotechnics. I have never seen the level of fireworks that I saw this weekend. There's this thing he does called a fireball. It looks like mushroom cloud explosions. It's insane. That park under the highway was sick. It was. That was called the Zoo. That place was awesome. That's ZU with 2 dots over it. Really, really cool spot. And it's continuing to grow. They're going to bowl off one end. Really cool. Met a traveling skate over there. My legs were not awake yet while we were there, so unfortunately I didn't get to skate it too much, but I'll be back. That's for sure. Alright, still sanding these two here. Hi there, Nick Lay. Nice. Yeah, you would, so if you go ahead and select the fade, just let my boss know in the notes, and I'm sure he'll hook you up with that. So let him know you found us through YouTube. I like that wolf graphic. It's really cool. That's scary. Yep. I remember that. North Carolina, thanks for tuning in. If you want one of these boards, we ship all over. I've been in North Carolina for a very, very long time. Watching from the UK, that's bad. You know what? There's not that many people on here. Why does everybody that wants to tell me where you're watching from? I know where you're watching from, Indiana. Oh, that's awesome, dude. Yeah, we've got that wolf graphic is gonna do you right. Working in Indiana. All of us are just clocked in on YouTube, huh? Oh, cool. Oh, we got Yorkshire. We got Nottingham, Yorkshire, and London on here so far. That's rad. I actually just did some work with some people. extra love. There's some horizontal lines in here that are real annoying to get out. But I don't like the customer ending up with those, so we do the extra work to make sure those are gone. If I would have seen them on the last step, they would have been gone there. Scroll back, you can see some pressing, hand rolling the glue. Sam cuts out the shapes, and then I've taken these all through every step. I was finishing a stack on the orbital, and then I've got 2 more to shape all the way through. I've got just doing these last 2 on the orbital here, and then we'll get back to shaping. Once I finish those 2 that are my signature shapes, I'll be doing the graphics on those. I like Tatsu. The company is Life Skateboards. If you want a deck, you can go to lifeskateboard.com and get your own. Awesome. Yeah, so we press the wood into this shape and then cut out the shape. But we've got a lathe over there where Sam is made some like bowls, cups, things like that out of skateboard scrap. And I think it's 7 Ply Studios on Instagram if you ever want to check out his work. I think it's really cool. Now that the top and bottom are clean, I'm going to clean the edges up on this. And then we've got this custom bomber here. And then we'll be shaping 2 of my signature shapes. That's awesome. Yeah, I used to have them on lock, but not on lock anymore. It takes me quite a few attempts. But now let's have this discussion. What's the difference between a Casper flip and a hospital flip? Because I yell at people for it, and I just dropped my orbital sander, so that means somebody answered wrong. What's the difference between a hospital flip and a Casper flip? There is a correct answer to that. I'll give everyone else a chance at it. So, I'm going to explain it with this board right here. So, we all know what a kick flip is, right? Flick, and it goes there. So, a Casper flip, no, Louise, unfortunately, that's not it. It actually, the board does the exact same thing on a hospital flip and a Casper flip. It's how you make it happen that's the difference. So, on a hospital flip, you're going to do a half kick flip, and then use your front foot to bring the board back around. On a Casper flip, you're going to do a half kick flip, leave that front foot stationary, and smack the tail with your back foot to make it come around. There's your difference. Big difference. So back foot contact is what makes a Casper flip, and a hospital flip is just front foot contact, but the board does the exact same thing on both flips. Kind of like the difference between a pressure inward heel and an inward heel. Board does the exact same thing, the way you do it's different. Alright, one more to finish here on the orbital, and then we are moving on to shaping 2 of my signature shapes and doing the graphics. But now you know. If you guys are enjoying watching this, share this for me, send it to your friends, share it to Facebook, Instagram, send it to your grandma's life alert, I don't care. She wants to see boys get made. Double tap the screen for me if you enjoy what you're watching. Not much. Thank you, Google. I appreciate it. The more you guys share, the more people that enjoy this content watch it, the more my channel grows. And the less I'll be depending on thanks and supers to make this move forward. That's so far ahead that I don't know what I'm doing. I'm gonna be honest, I got back from a trip late last night and I did not make a plan for this week at all, so. Bagaco drop. Explain it to me, Louise. Explain it to me like I'm 5. Yeah, Mike, I'm going to screenshot this because while I'm on this live, I can't subscribe to people while I'm on the live, so let me screenshot that and I'll subscribe to you later. Yep, everybody, go to Sweaty Freddy, check it out. I'm sure if you don't know how to prep a curb and you don't know how to get a curb ready to skate, I don't even know if I can call you a skateboarder, so you better learn. Go over there. I love that. I'm sure he's got rub bricks. I'm sure he's got clear coat. I'm sure he's got everything. Yeah. Shooting the boot. I like that. Thank you. Skate curves, you nerds. I'm a big fan of curb work. Hey, no worries, Jim. Well, you see, Louise, I'm actually 7 years sober from drinking, so I'm very confused. Bogaco is rum out of destination. Rum Yeah, I mean that was my one of my choices, but oh yeah, I don't do that no more, unfortunately for that. There you go. Now here's the question: what do you do when there's a crack in the curb? What do you use to fix it? Because I personally use one product, so I'd like to hear what some of you guys use to fix cracks and gaps in curbs. I'm a little confused, Louise. I think there might be a little bit of a language barrier. Bondo's a good one. Bondo and stickers. There we go. So, when I prep a curb, I like the excuse that I'm restoring the concrete. Throw on a high-vis vest. If anybody tries to stop you, I'm here to restore the concrete. If you use JBL steel weld, it looks great just like the concrete. So it looks like you're actually repairing it and it works. Yeah, Ledge Doctor, I heard it's basically Bondo and steel stick, so but I just use steel stick. Just jam it, clean it out really well, maybe take the chunks out, chunk it out a little more, and then put that steel stick in there. Quick mix concrete's a good one too. The good old JB Weld. I am driving road cars, so I am a driver. That's a heck of a comment right there. Distillation. Ah, yeah. Distilling liquid. Yeah, it's not heavy. Epoxy wax over too. Mud? Yeah. Just slap some mud on that thing and call it a day, right, Sam? We're in New Palestine. I'm from Indianapolis. Butter bars help too. Oh yeah, I run a wax company called Butter Bars Wax if you want to check it out. Yeah, so Louise, I'm just going to use that as a jumping off point. I'm 7 years sober from alcohol and it was the best decision of my life. While some people do enjoy that poison, it was something that would have definitely continued to kill me. I didn't really care about how cool or good something was or how it tasted. I was drinking because I wanted to get fucked up and get away from reality. And that's not cool, especially when that's the goal, is just to get away from reality. So if any of you do need help getting sober or talk about it, you can always reach out to me. Obviously, you can't message people through YouTube, but you can reach out through the Instagram. Stranger Casper. I'd be happy to help you. I've been through it, and I'm here today to talk about it. And if I survived down in all that poison over and over and over again, hoping I didn't wake up the next day, I think one of the only purposes that I survived all that was to be able to tell my story and help people. So that's what I'm here to help if that's something that you need. And if the way that I got sober isn't the path that's best for you, I've got great connections to people that are great at that followed other paths, including my boss Sam. Yeah, definitely. I definitely survived it for a reason, and it's probably to tell a story. Definitely, best is with your balance. I will say though, I mean, I lived about 7 years of my life completely blacked out. Thank you. Congratulations, you're from India. Awesome. Hey, congratulations, Feathers. You know who else is sober now? Bam Margera is sober. He's about to hit his 1 year on September 28th. I'm really stoked and proud of that. I know that's going to help people. Thank you, Feathers. You know, like, big shout out to everybody that's sober. I'm really happy that everybody finds their way onto my channel like that. Thank you, Xander. Ultimate dad joke. You said you ordered on Saturday, hoping to have it by Thursday. That's likely not going to happen. It does warn on the website that there's a 2 to 3 week turnaround, unfortunately. And yeah, guys, Bam's been skating a lot. I'm waiting on permission to post a video for my trip out there. Out there to Camp Bam's Castle. And no worries, Louise. It's okay. Being able to communicate, period, when we don't know the same language is awesome. You're way more intelligent than me for knowing 2 languages. I only know 1 language, and I don't know that one very well. So, big props to you for being able to communicate with me in a language that you didn't learn when you were younger. What's up, guys? Yeah. Alright, so I'm going to be shaping these last 2 here. Of course, Feathers, thank you. Alright. Seriously, my Spanish sucks. Awesome dad joke, and sorry if we didn't make that clear. I do try to say that as much as I can. Right, like we've talked about here at Life Skateboards, things are made to order. The reason for that turnaround time is if we got to press something fresh for you, it does have to cure for 7 days before we cut it for you. Then we're going to shape it. Then we're going to throw the graphic on there and all that other fun stuff. Right. Oh, thanks, Feathers. I appreciate you. Yeah, I'm about the same way. Lots of doing dumb things and hitting my head made me forget my Spanish. But, alright, so we are going to shape these 2 here. Then I'm going to clock out and do this guy's graphic on my time. Sound good? Sounds good. Gotta take these 2 signature shapes through every step. Oh! Dad joke? You only got stickers, bearings, and a sticker sheet? Dang. Well, Sam, if you're in here, let's try to handle that. That's a little bit different. Yeah, I am gonna apply the graphic ourselves. Not pressed, but rolled. All right. Gonna get to it. Yeah, there we go, dad joke. I'm so glad you hopped on here because Sam was on here and we could get that figured out. Awesome. Well, I'm glad you hopped on here at the right time. That's so great. Thank you. I designed these. Aren't they awesome? Alrighty. I'm gonna go grab myself another granola bar real quick. Woo! Yeah, skate companies would, I mean, they'd probably start focusing on boards that last longer, though, like we do. Oh, dang. Did I miss something? Phew. Those are, whoa, I got a lot to go back and catch up on. But I'm going to go grab myself a granola bar, eat that, and then I'm going to sand these down. I'm hungry. Hungry. That's funny. And so when I did downhill longboarding, I used slide gloves, but before I bought slide gloves, I took Velcro and put Velcro on some leather gloves, put Velcro on a ceramic tile and broke it, and that was my slide glove. Hey, thanks for tuning in from Texas. Keep that streak running and get yourself a life deck. All right. Four-man slide gloves. I did. I went to Purdue University for a little bit, and we had a longboarding club ran by Caitlin Young. I believe she rides for Caliber now. But she's the one who taught me how to slide, do pendy slides, Pullmans, push-ups, all that fun stuff. It worked really well. It worked really, really well. They were the ones that taught it to me. I mean, we were the poor kids that I mean, I had to hand me down land yachts, and it was fun. Definitely does. I mean, I always appreciate it. Hey. Active viewers are jumping all over the place, so I apologize if quality is jumping around as well. Sorry about that, guys. Hey Luis, this is connected to a Festool vacuum. I use a respirator on every other step besides this, the respirator that's around my neck. Yeah, I was a little stubborn about using it a while ago, and then I started soften up colors. I'm not stubborn about it anymore. Really, Kenneth? Really? Yeah, that is one thing that I might start doing is wearing eye protection. That's why we don't just use any vacuum. We use a Festool vacuum. Alright, there's mine, and that's ready to go. Team Rocket, you can always do that. So if you go to lifeskateboard.com, you can get a deck of your own. We got over 77 shapes listed on the website. You can get exactly what you want. And likelihood you're going to see me shaping it here on live. Do I sell skateboards? Yep, right here, lifeskateboard.com. So this one's mine, and now I'm going to finish the 6-ply for Ben. Then I'm going to clock out, and we're going to go do graphics on my time, because I'm going to hook my, when people get my signature shape, I like to hook them up when I got time. Awesome, Team Rocket. If you order a board because you found out about us here, please put in the notes that you found us on YouTube. Trying to see how much is coming from these lives and how much is coming from ads elsewhere. Thank you so much for the support. Another Xander. What's up, Xander? Thanks for tuning in. I'm gonna get you guys plugged in so we don't end up losing. I'm back. I almost fell over. The screen froze as I was falling over. It was a funny face. I hope you enjoyed it. Hey Lewis, you're not my boss. Appreciate it. Thank you. I believe we've got an 838 size. If you need one, just put it in the notes. We can make it for you. Once again, I've got a festival vacuum. I know that there is this bit of a language barrier, my friend, but I put a mask on for the rest of these steps. This isn't just around my neck for decoration. I put it on when I need it. Sorry, my live keeps cutting out. I know exactly what it reminds you of a Christian Asoy, and that's the nose. I like that taper out. Thanks, Louise. I'm gonna keep making skateboards here, bud. Thank you. I know it comes from a place of concern, and I am also concerned. That's why I wear it for the rest of the step here. This orbital is hooked up to a sexual vacuum. We're gonna get it as close to 838 as absolutely possible. 1 second here, let me just check something. Yeah, I just shaved down a drape for you. Oh, is someone concerned about my lungs? Yeah, Mikai, I would contact my boss about making sure we can do that 838. If you put an order in and there's an issue with it, obviously you'll have your contact information to get a hold of you about that. I wish he was here in the chat so we could confirm that, but sorry. Almost 100% that we can do that. Almost. I'd mark it and shave it down for you. Alright, let me screenshot so I can clock out here. And the rest of the day is on me. Yeah, and sawdust is dangerous for your lungs. That's why I put this on for the rest of the steps that aren't hooked up to a vacuum system. But all right, we're gonna take these over to the next building. Ugh. A little bit of touch up there. I mean, it'll definitely cause long-term damage. That's for sure. So here, that's a good question. Let's put a tape measure on it for you, Mickey. Yeah, I would definitely send an email, and I will tell my boss about it. Yeah, that's why we don't. That's why we don't work with things that aren't wood, because the vacuum collection for other things very difficult. But all right, let's go ahead and put a tape measure on this. So length, we got 32 5/8. Back truck bed sits right at about 8.5. Front truck bed, 9.5. I use 9-inch trucks on my board. The very center, 8 3/4. Little shy of 7 on the nose, and at the narrowest on the back, it's an 8. I am going to be making a new version of this shape. Sheet thick, that's for sure. You can use any truck. It's just going to depend on what width you want. So like this, I use a 9-inch truck from Ace. You can use, like, if you had an 8-inch board, you would want an 8-inch truck. If you want a 13-inch board, you want 13-inch trucks. You know what I'm saying? Some people go within a 1/4 inch of their size. Just depends on personal preference. But all right, we're gonna go do some graphics. Actually, dang it, sorry guys. I told Ben that I would do a specific pattern on his graphics, so I'm going to get that taped off here for him. I'm going to surprise him with a cool little fade as well. So let me get a pencil to mark this. You guys are going to be watching my creative process, and this is part of why I do it on my time. All right. Sorry, Louise, we're not really looking for suggestions here. You can always order a board, though. All right. Now that's taped off, I'm going to go ahead and walk us over to the studio. Our printing and shipping studio is separate from our board making to keep the dust out of there. I don't know what my IQ is, I just make skateboards. That's carpet. Carpet makes it so that it doesn't get scratched up. Grabbing my keys just in case it got locked up. There's a lot of vibration when we're using the orbital, so don't want to scratch up the freshly finished decks. I wouldn't put it past us to just put a towel down, though. Actually, at the old shop, it was a baby blanket. I don't use a test to judge people's intelligence like that. Thanks. Notice a lot of people with high IQs don't have a lot of social intelligence. I ride this. Dropping keys. All right, and here we go. Going up to the studio. I have no clue if this place is a mess or not. It might be. I'm right there with you, Kenneth. 3 rocks and a twig. All right, so I'm going to be doing the same, using the same Linoblocks here. And if you're unfamiliar with how we do graphics here, you're about to see it. So here at Life Skateboards, we apply all of our graphics with hand-carved Linoblocks. Here's mine. So this is my signature graphic carved by Ben Blakely. And then this is a graphic with my dog on it. And I tend to combine the two graphics whenever I do my signature shape. They fit on there really well. So what we'll do, what the heck? Where does my rolling stuff go? Oh, this is what's gonna happen. Alright, so we're going to put a top graphic on Ben's and not mine. I use DKL non-abrasive grip tape. Finally just got myself, just got another box, so I don't do a top graphic because I entirely cover my top. But for him, we're going to be doing a pink and purple background with a double print on the other two. Yeah, you got to do whatever. Look at this giant piece, this perfect piece of styrofoam. It's great. All right, so I'm gonna make myself a little bit of lighter purple than we have here. Where is the purple? Sorry guys, I just got back from a trip, so I don't know where everything's at. I'm gonna make myself a new color. So we use Speedball ink that's specific to Linoblock printing here at Life Skateboards. And I want to make a bit of a brighter purple here. Yeah, I like how that's turning out. All right. So here's our top graphic. This is going to go on there. When you're seeing this on your screen, it's probably flipped, so it's the right direction. But this is a relief image. That's the mirror image of what needs to go on the board. So set that there. Grab our braille roller. Roll it on there real nice. Place it on there straight. And then we'll use a hard braille roller to apply it. And we've got the Life Skateboards logo on top right there. All right. I'm going to roll the bottom of this because I discussed doing this graphic with Ben before he placed the order. And I'm going to do my shape at the same time, or my board at the same time, because I really like this purple. Alrighty. So there's the purple. I'm going to get out some pink. And roll out the rest of the board. Sorry that my live is jumping around on my end at least. Hopefully it's not doing that for you guys. And I'll go back and watch this when I'm done here and see how often the live froze on you guys. That sucks if it's been doing it the whole time. Dang it. Sorry about that, guys. Thanks for letting me know, Dark. On my end, it just completely froze and just stopped. No worries, Brian. I probably won't go live when I show it to him. Ben will be coming to pick this up, most likely. He's going to have to get clear coated and dry, and then it'll be ready for him. Now, this is a little more work than the majority of our graphics would take. I had done a graphic for myself experimentally like this, and he wanted it, and he wanted one just like it. So, and to be honest, this one's cooler, gonna end up cooler than the one that I did for myself. But I will direct him towards this. so he can see his board get printed. So I don't think he's aware that this is happening right now. Take you skating with me, I did. I went live while I was at the lagoon this weekend. Went skating with me, got to see an awesome fireworks show. I will say that I do enjoy just skating without a camera quite a bit, so sometimes I just do that. Wow, my battery is dying quick. That fireworks show was crazy, wasn't it? And he's doing even more. Yeah, it's a Phoenix Pyrotechnics. Expect Jim to have his own channel very soon. I'm gonna be going back out there to help him out with it. Alright, so now I'm going to remove these pieces of tape and I'm going to roll the background on my board. I'll throw this under a fan to let it dry just for a minute. I think that's a pretty decent background right there. So I'm going to go set this underneath a fan. And ice. Here's the Dang, fan's broken. Alright, well, no fan. Alright. So this one's going to end up with a lot less pink on it. It absorbs a little bit, but not much. Maybe making some more of this light purple here. There we go, I like that. Actually, I have an idea. Make little pink and purple splotches on here. I'm sorry. Someone asked how long it takes to dry. It really just depends on how thick the ink is. I just want to do little splotches of pink on there. All right, now we're gonna switch over to the. Thank you. It is like solid. That's rad. That's a good comparison. Good job. Yeah, I'm assuming that's because I'm just using a phone. But we'll get that all figured out eventually. I'm gonna scoop this out of there. Do not like that. Don't want any colors in the white. In the white ink. All right, so we're gonna print it real clean, and we're gonna print it a little smeared in white, and then print it real clean in black. Dang it. This, my live stream is apparently jumping around. Sorry, guys. How about this? I'm going to get you plugged in on a magnetic charger. You're going to be a little lower. But I'm going to try to make this work. And I'll show you guys as I do things. Sorry if you can't see everything happening, but I'll keep accommodating and moving around for you. Trying to keep the phone on. I'm going to start off with his because I want the cleanest colors to be on the customer's board. Start off with the Lori graphic here. We're printing these Linoblocks. We want to get a nice thin layer of ink on there and then just keep it going. Several thin layers of ink. Hey Louise, once again, I'm not here for advice, I'm here to make skateboards. This is Speedball Inc. It's gonna be okay, buddy. Been making skateboards for a while. That IQ level isn't reaching an understanding of what I'm doing here, is it? I'm gonna stop being nice in a minute. Really frustrating when people try to talk about things they don't know about. Ugh. All right, so there is the background print right there. You know, and the other thing is I know, Louise, so it's gonna be okay, buddy. I swear, man. Right? Yeah, that's. He makes me scared to work on live and show you guys what I'm doing here. Like, I'm here to show you guys the process, not have it criticized. Alright, so there's the background print for the customer board. And I'm going to go ahead and print the background print on my board, and then we'll switch to using black ink. Thank you. Nothing to hide on the process, and I'm here to teach you. I think a company with transparency is all I really care about. Transparency in a company is what matters to me, at least. Thank you, Robert. What's the crazy thought? Tell me. Tell me what your crazy thought is. I need to know. I'm crazy, so crazy thoughts are right up my alley. So what you guys just watched me do is smear my graphic a little bit so it would stand out a little better. I don't like to do that on customer graphics because it can mess up the bottom. But this is my board, so it'll be okay. And it did it just how I needed it to. I understand, Louise, but sometimes unsolicited advice is just that, unsolicited advice. Yeah, I skated with Bam a couple weeks ago. Oh yeah, there's plenty of people that don't use grip. There's a skater that uses fabric for his grip tape. I use DKL non-abrasive grip tape. Louise advises use other things. Yes way, buddy. Yes way. Once again. So said I'm gonna stop being nice in a minute. I meant it. You can always ask questions before giving advice so you understand the thing you're giving advice on. That's a great way to do things, because if you don't understand the thing that you're watching and you're giving advice on it, I'm not going to take the advice. I liked Mob, but I also like my shoes. DKL non-abrasive grip tape saves me about $1,000 a year on shoes. It just doesn't tear them up at all. Shut up, Chuck. Shut up, Chuck. By the way, that's Chuck. Chuck Bennett. I love him to death. He's the biggest smartass I know. Yeah, no, I always give, what did he call it? Shit tape is what he was calling my grip tape at one point. But I love DKL. They send me free grip. They just sent me some shirts, too, that I'll be wearing on lives. Really stoked on that. Also, Chuck, that board I made for you that you didn't buy, I bought it. I don't know what's going on there, Louise. Thought we were having a good time, my man. Yeah, I just killed a pair of shoes, but my next pair of shoes, I'll show you guys before I leave. I'm really stoked on them. Alrighty, now we're gonna do the final prints in black. So when I do these, I'm gonna offset the print just a little bit. I do enjoy Vans. I know half cabs are nice. I personally like the Crockett highs. I've got a pin plate and screw in my ankle from a spiral fracture in my fibula, and being able to skate highs is, I mean, skating highs makes it feel better for me to skate. Protects it a little bit. But I've noticed that the Crockett's have a nicer toe cap than the normal highs. So I've stuck with those. What's up, Roger? Thanks for tuning in. Roger has been watching this channel since before I learned to change my upload settings. He was watching grainy lives and being happy with it. And you know what else he wasn't doing? I'm not gonna continue being mean. Sorry. I almost made mean comment. I used to like Americas. I was honestly just skating whatever was on sale before I found DKL. I was going broke because of shoes. Alright, so I'm going to print this, both of them, and then I'm going to show you guys. Kind of do it like a little final reveal. Ooh, I'm happy with that offset. Woo! I am real happy with that one. Show you guys when I print the other part. You'll get to see in a second, Roger. This is teasing. I'm teasing you guys. Look at that. You know it looks good, but you can't see it just yet. I am going to be overlapping the very bottom of my graphic and Lori's graphic. But I'm happy with this one. I bet Ben's going to be real happy with it. The shop is in New Palestine, Indiana. That's 20 minutes east of Indianapolis, so right down 70. If you get to the 465-70 split, you're only 15 minutes away. Right? You couldn't see any of these very well, could you, Roger? Alrighty. And there's that. So we got Lori on the top, we got me on the bottom there. Nice little diamond in the center. I'm going to set this to the back, and I'm going to print mine, and then we are good done for the day. I have not been to New Hampshire, unfortunately. Ben! You're here! Guys, hide. Ben's here. Dang it. Yeah, you did, Ben. I was supposed to be a surprise. I did extra stuff on it for you. I was talking about you. Look at that, guys. The reveal just happened. Someone asked if I was going to reveal this to you on live, and I said, no, I think it'll be a surprise. Maybe he won't hop on here, and then you hopped on here. Well, thanks for the support, Ben. Thanks for trusting me with your graphic. Give Sam a couple days to finish it. It is very fun, and it is how we print all of our boards here. That was perfect, man. It was like you were supposed to be on this live today. And actually, Ben, I've got some stuff to talk to you about when I see you next about Lawrence and everything. As far as cleaning up. Ben has been kind of picking up the slack where I haven't been at the park as much as I'd like to. Over at Lawrence Park. Makes me happy to see locals proud enough of their park to clean it up. Huge shout out to Ben for that one. That half looks good. one more print, and I'll get to show you guys that. I actually made a new color, mixed some ink colors to match the LP, Ben. We'll be skating boards that match LP real soon, both of us. Hey, you never know. So I'm a part of a nonprofit. I'm a part of a nonprofit called Skate Park Respect. If you want to look in, you know what, Dark? Stranger Casper on Instagram. Hit me up. We'll talk about it. The same thing was happening at our park. They were leaving it covered in graffiti. So we got a big project going where the whole park is covered in good graffiti done by every major crew in the area. The city even paid for the paint. The park has been pretty much spotless since we did that. It's been, I think it's just establishing a sense of ownership and pride in the skate park. It helps a lot. But yeah, Dark, please hit me up. I will make things work. I mean, yeah, good throw-up's cool, but if you don't talk to the city about it, then you're risking expansion of the skate park, repair, maintenance, all kinds of things. Since we worked with the city to get things done, now there's graffiti all over the park. It's done by, it's full pieces, so people had time to plan it out. It looks good. There's a base coat that matches everything. And now we're at the point where we can throw events at the park. No questions asked. We just do it. The city even gets involved. The mayor's been at our skate events that we have out there lately. It's been awesome. And as much as we as skaters love graffiti, because we all do, we just got to communicate with the people that are giving us these parks. That way we don't lose them. The Midwest just lost one of the biggest skate parks we've had, which was Pipeline, and the city said that they wanted it gone because of the graffiti. That's just a lack of communication with the city and a lack of care by the. I'm going to hurt some people's feelings here, but a lack of care by the locals to get up and do something about it. Well, you can always keep it going. It is very sad, and Concrete Disciples is talking about it. It was the only park in this area that had a full elbow pipe. It was the first park that ever had a full pipe elbow, so 90-degree turn in a pipe. Yeah, it's where AJ Nelson became comfortable on everything. But it is unfortunately just a lack of stepping up. Sadly. I hate to say it, but that's just the harsh truth. And I know I'm going to hurt some feelings in Kokomo over that, but they lost an amazing park. And one thing that when we were doing our revitalization of Lawrence, our local news interviewed us, and we said something about we don't want these parks torn out and replaced with pickleball courts. We got laughed at for that comparison. Kokomo is replacing their skate park with a pickleball court. It's almost like we were right. Thanks, Luis. All right, so here's my next deck. Yep, they did put in a new pump track. They also have Baker Park, but this was a vert park, and I mean 13 to 14 foot walls. I mean full elbow pipes. It doesn't matter if they have other parks. They had an amazing skate park that could have had vert events. We could have brought huge vert events to Indiana. We could have done a lot of things. We've all got connections through AJ, through Gavin for vert, but it is what it is. It's gone. But all right, that's it, guys. Let me show you my shoes, and then I'll hop off of this live. I've just got to clean up lino blocks, but I I want to get home and then go skate, so. Right, sweaty. I used to be the same exact way. I used to be the exact. That's why I'm so passionate about teaching people that that's the way to do it, because I definitely did things the wrong way when I was younger. And I'd rather people not make their own mistakes for the community to learn. I can just teach you. You know what I mean? It's been a huge surprise at how receptive the city's been to communication, at least my local city, which is Lawrence. I mean, they're calling me for everything. They're talking about expansion. It's great. But I'm going to show you guys these shoes. You ready? So I always paint my shoes. The one time I didn't paint my shoes, I broke my leg. So I'm not too superstitious, but there's that. And here's my favorite part of these shoes. That right there. He thought it would be fun for me to destroy these. It's gonna take a while, but I will. But yeah, Dark, the live is ending. AJ, hold on. Is that the AJ I think it is? Yeah, I enjoy having different colors, because every once in a while I do a tutorial, you can tell the difference between the two. But AJ. Bam's pretty rad. I really like his sobriety story and everything that he's going on with. If that's the AJ I think it is. Apple juice AJ. Okay, good. All right, well, I wish it was. I was just talking about AJ Nelson a moment ago. I'll just message him. And if that's not you, that is. For sure, yeah, reach out to my boss. Thanks, guys. Don't forget, like, share, subscribe. All that other fun stuff. Have a great day. Have a great night. Go skate. Get a life. Get a butter bar. Don't die.